You went to 2010 games in Delhi.
Aye.
And Callum Swift beat you.
Aye.
How hard was that for you to take?
I mean, that was a blow. I was young at the time, I think I was 18, 19 when I Commonwealth Games. I was young at the time, mate. And I had 2 great wins before that against top seeds, you know what I mean? And then obviously Callum beat me. That was a blow, mate, because that was just missing it in a medal. And that was it, he was a veteran. But I performed good in that fight, you know what I mean? I think it was 4-1 on the scorecards, it was tight scoring at the time. But I performed good, mate. And then it was after that I got in GB squad, so it showed something. I had a good games, you know what I mean? Even though I didn't medal, I had a good games for a young guy.
How good was Callum?
Callum's a top up there, mate. Callum wasn't great at that weight. 69 kilogram that was at the time, welterweight. Callum's massive. He struggled with that weight. But I sparred with Callum that before we went to Delhi, because we were in GB, we were in Sheffield, with Scotland and England. He's a quality fighter, mate. He's a quality fighter. And just look at him now, innit? Just look at him now.
So your time at Sheffield and at GB, now who did you room with?
A lot of different people. I roomed a lot with Josh Taylor, Andrew Selby, and Big Anthony Joshua a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Me and Josh were always usually in the room together. Selby as well. And then when Joshua was obviously in and out a lot, you know what I mean? Because after London, then he was turning pro, but he was still in the programme. But when he was there, he was in with us. Selby, probably the most talented fighter I've ever known, you know what I mean?
Like, come on, any good stories that you got?
Good stories, mate. There's loads of good stories, mate. Like trips to Kazakhstan, Sheffield was always amazing. I mean, we used to have a good laugh, mate. We used to go. Josh had the black card, didn't he, for Nando's? So we used to go to Nando's every night and get Nando's for nothing. He'd go down with a black card, mate. And sometimes he got that big, obviously that big and famous. He would go like that, and he's usually Fowler, go like that, take that card and go down and get the Nando's, because sometimes if we went to Meadow Hall with Joshua, it would take us 2 hours to get to Nando's for the front door, because that many people want pictures, and you know what I mean? It was, when I look back at it, we were like, oh, just hurry up, fuck's sake, why get to Nando's? But that's what it is, mate. Amazing times, so many stories. But it's like when you speak to them again, they go, remember this time? You go, fucking hell, you know what I mean? Fantastic times, mate. Best times of my life, you know what I mean? Best times of my life. I wish I could go back.
Who was the smelliest?
The smelliest? Fuck. Who is the smelliest? Oh yes, mate. For us, daily bastards. You're training 3 times a day. 8 in the morning, to 6 at night, you're in out sessions, man. Couldn't used to go to their bed after a run, but I still get the sweat gear on, you know what I mean? Back in the gym for 10, mate. We're all smelly bastards, even though we look glitz and glamour on the telly, not all smelly cunts, you know what I mean? You go in the rooms, we're stinking. Cleaners in every day, you know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Who was the joker?
Oh, there's a lot of jokers in there, mate.
Was Billy Joe there at the time?
No, he was before the programme. Tom was on there. Luke was just floating about at the time as well, but they were obviously the cycle before. We, Joey, Gardina, Charlie Edwards and Fowler were some set up. They used to share a flat together. Then Josh Kelly came on the programme. He was funny as well. Josh was funny. The quality fighter, he was funny, you know what I mean? Because he was quite, the way he dressed and that was quite tight jeans, skinny and that, but he was a handsome bastard, you know what I mean? So he got away with it, but we used to slag him, you know what I mean? The banter, mate, was phenomenal. So when I look back at it now, it was phenomenal. And we used to get slagged as well, because we had the Scottish part of it. I mean, Josh Taylor especially, you know what I mean? Like, they used to look at us and go, what did you say there? Say that again, you know what I mean? And Joey Cardina was good one, because he used to always try and talk Scottish to us. He was quite good at doing the accents and that. That was brilliant, mate. Wow, take me back, mate, take me back, innit?
Who were the coaches down there? Was Richie Woodall one of the coaches?
Richie was there. You've got, you had Rob McCracken. You had Lee Pullen. You had, who else did you have? A few coaches in there, mate. There was a lot of coaches that floated in and out as well, you know what I mean? Yeah. But obviously Rob was the main coach, you know what I mean? And Dave Alloway as well. So I was a lot of good coaches. Paul Walmsley, cracking coach. Scouser, a very, very good coach. Tough bastard, you know what I mean? I remember I going to the squad, he fucking hated me and Josh Taylor. And we were like, is it because we're Scottish and that, you know what I mean? But it wasn't.
He just
gives it tight, mate. But see, longer as when you go onto the podium, that you realise why Paul was staying it for you. You know what I mean? What a coach, man, in the corner. You know what I mean? What a coach! Everybody's like, I don't like him. He's rough. He's fucking pure Bretonians and all that. And I had him in the corner for a few fights in the Europeans and that, man. What a guy, man. What a calm coach. You know what I mean?
Some setup down there, innit?
Amazing, phenomenal, man. Wow. if you want to be, if to any young amateur boxer, people go, I don't want to GB squad, all travelling, no, don't be daft. The place to be. You get paid to train and be a full-time athlete. You get looked after. You get everything paid for your expenses and all that. But if you get the money and all that, forget it. If you get a chance to be a fucking Olympian.
See, looking back on those names like Cardina, AJ, Josh Taylor, did you know then that these guys are special fighters?
Yes.
Even then?
I knew every single person on that programme was a special fighter. I'm not saying everybody's went and done, achieved to be world champions or whatever it is. They're all special fighters in their own way, mate, know what I mean? But especially like Joe Cardina, I'll touch on it again, Andrew Selby. But Selby's no secret. Selby was somebody we looked up to. We were got to tournaments and he was winning Europeans in fucking, as if it was just spam sessions. When we were trying the hardest and getting beaten, it was all date next year. He was winning 3 in a row and all that. That's a special fighter. Fred Evans. I fought Fred years ago when we were cadets. Like, talent. But Fred, he suffered with the discipline thing. No discipline, you know what I mean?
Frankie guarantee, yeah.
Frankie, know what I mean? Obviously, he was before my time, but Frankie was the same, know what I mean? Look at the pool of fighters and the pool of success that's came out of that programme.
Just look at Josh Taylor. He fought Tom Stalker at 2010 in Delhi.
No, see, know what I mean?
Look at Josh has done, and Tom couldn't make it as a pro. He just couldn't step him up to that man strength.
That's it, of course. And,
but I feel that was a making Josh Taylor.
Aye.
See that? See for then, Josh Taylor's only went one way, and that's the top.
And see that when he get beat in Delhi, and he raps to the gun and he's so upset, and people go, come on, you've won a silver and all that. That's how Josh Taylor is as good as he is today. That's why. Because he doesn't he doesn't like second prize, mate. He's a winner. You know what I mean? He is a winner, that guy. And everybody knows it. He's a perfectionist in fighting, but he doesn't overthink it. He just does it. Everybody used to sit and watch him shadowbox. He was that good at shadowboxing. People don't like shadowboxing because you don't think you look that great, You watch him all day, man. You know what I mean? He's a special fighter.